Are you one of those moms that loves to compare past year's photos of your kids to recent photos? For example, like the first day of school, like comparing them to how they looked on the first day of school last year and the years before. Or maybe you're one of those moms that loves to see other people post all those pictures of their kids and you wonder how on earth they found those photos, because if you went to look for it, you would never be able to find them. Well, whichever camp you fall in, today I'm going to give you the number one secret of mine to organizing your photos so you can find those past photos quickly and easily. If we haven't met yet, hi, I'm Kayla Brent. I am a motherhood photographer and founder of Mom Photography School, where I teach moms how to capture everyday moments beautifully with their fancy camera. And today I'm going to be telling you my number one secret to organizing photos so you can find any photo you want quickly and easily. For all the mom photography tips and mom hacks, make sure that you subscribe to my channel and give this video a thumbs up. In the comments, let me know if you're one of the moms who always post the photos from years past of your kids on social media, or if you're one of those moms that's like, how do I do that? So my secret in a nutshell is how I name my files. I have a certain formula that I use and I've used for years, and it has helped me find any photo both personally and professionally. So I'm going to give you the formula now and you can see it right here. It is last name, first name, events, month, and year. Every single part of this title of the file name or the photo name is very important. And now I'm going to go into each one of them and tell you why it's important. First up, let's talk about the first thing in this formula, and that is the last name. Yes, I do this even for my personal photos of my boys. I have in their title of a photo of them, it'll say Brent. And the reason why is because if someone gets their hands on these photos, I want them to know who exactly is in the photo. So is it Worth Brent, Wisdom Brent? And it's just kind of like way back when they used to write on the back of the images. What if they just put John? Like there's a ton of Johns. So it's much more helpful to identify who is in the photo if the last name is there. So I start with that. After the last name, you want to put an underscore and their first name. Why their first name? Well, let me give you a good example here. The other day I posted a picture of my baby son, Wisdom, and someone messaged me and said, wow, your boys look so much alike. Make sure that you know who is who as babies, because my sister might have ended up in my senior slideshow. Can you imagine? And that is something that would definitely happen in this digital age if we don't take the time to rename our files. So when we pull them up, we know exactly who is who. And seriously, Worth and Wisdom, my two sons, look identical as babies. So I won't be able to tell the difference, especially in 10 to 20 years. And then it's very important to know who is who, not only for our sake, but for generations to come. So after the last name, put an underscore, then put their first name of who's in the photo. If there's multiple people in the photo, then you can put multiple names. But I always make sure to include first names in the file name. Now that we have our last name and our first name, here is probably the biggest secret to pulling up photos from past years quickly and easily, and that's by putting the event in which the photo was taken. For example, was this a Christmas photo? Was this back to school? Was it Halloween? What was the reason for the photo being taken? So this way, if you want to pull up back to school photos, all you have to do wherever you organize your photos, type in back to school, boom. All those images will pop up because you've named them that way. Huge pro tip here. Make a list of all the events that you know that you're going to photograph your children. So whether for me, it's back to school, Christmas, Halloween, Easter, and write down exactly what those events are and how you're going to name them. For example, back to school, do you want it to be fully back to school or BTS for short? You want to decide and name them all the same way. Otherwise, when you're searching for them, if you type in back to school, the ones that you titled BTS are not going to come up. So make a list of everything that you celebrate and you take pictures for, and keep that consistent throughout naming your files over the years. And lastly, the date. So we have last name, underscore first name, underscore the event, and then underscore the date. Now, I'm not going to tell you exactly how you have to do this, but I will tell you how I do it. I do another underscore, and I put the month, and then underscore, the very last thing is the year. And the reason I do that is because when I'm looking at all these photos from years past, I want to know in which year it was taken in. That is definitely the most important, because while we think that we'll remember, oh yeah, that was taken when they were 1, well, 5 years down the road, you might not remember if they're 1 or if they're 2 or even what year that was without doing a little math. So at the end of it, the last thing I put is the year. Optional, but I think it's a good practice is to put the month, just so you know in which month it was taken in. I like to see that to be like, oh, that was right after their birthday, or oh, that's when we were on vacation and we just had a vacation that year in the wintertime, whatever it may be. Just put the month there if you want to. So there you have it. My number one secret to organizing photos is simply renaming the photo. Last name, first name, event, and the year. Don't forget to make your list of the exact titles that you are personally going to name your events. What are you going to call them in your files, and keep it consistent. My tip is to keep it really easy to remember, so that people who look at it in the future will know what it is, and so that you won't forget what it is. So put this in a Google Doc or spreadsheet and have it there to look at for years and years to come. For more mom photography tips and hacks, make sure that you catch my next video. Bye, y'all.